Welcome, friends. Welcome to episode number 97 of AONIM with your host, Shekhar Pathak. Thank you for joining us and for your continued support of this channel. Over the past few weeks, we have been exploring some of the most popular rag that are based on Khamaj Thaat. Last week, we delved into Maihar Gharana, also known as Maihar Senia Gharana, and discussed rag Manj Khamaj, where the root note Madhyam Ma is taken as tonic Sa. Today, we will be focusing on another influential Sitar Gharana that contributed to the development of Maihar Gharana, the Senia Gharana. We'll also explore Raga Jaijaivanti, a soothing and melodious ancient rag that was widely popular in the last 2 centuries but has since seen a little decline in the recent times. Let us dive into our discussion right after this. Welcome back, friends. As mentioned earlier, today we will discuss the gharana that played a crucial role in the development of the Maihar Gharana we talked about last week. This gharana is known as Senia Gharana, which significantly contributed to the rise of the Maihar Gharana of Sitar. We will also explore another rag from Khamaj Thaat that gained popularity in mid-1700s, rag that is known as Jaijaivanti. So let's first talk about Senia Gharana. You might be familiar with this term. The Senia Gharana is associated with Tansen, one of the greatest musicians in the history of Indian music. Followers of Tansen's musical style, whether they were descendants or are descendants, or those who learnt from his lineage, belong to the Senia Gharana. This Gharana was founded by the legendary sitar player Ustad Masith Sen in the 17th century. Masith Sen, a 6th generation descendant of Tansen, popularized the sitar between the mid to late 18th century. Before his time, the veena or bean was the most popular instrument of this family, which had produced many excellent veena players. Masith Sen innovated the sitar by adding 17 frets, making it more popular than veena. Modern sitar typically have 19 to 20 frets, allowing for more notes, but virtuoso musicians compensate for this by pulling the string to play a mind or what you call glide between the notes. Masith Sen composed over 300 pieces, which he passed on to his 3 sons, Bahadur, Rahim, and Amrit Sen. These compositions are based on the Dhrupat tradition. This rich musical heritage was later passed on to Alauddin Khan, the founder of Maihar Gharana, whom we discussed last week. In today's A Song a Day segment, I have included a link to a performance by one of the doyens of Senia Gharana, Ustad Mushtaq Ali Khan. He performs Rag Bhairavi with his students Nirmal Guha Thakur and Debu Chakrabarti who are accompanying him. The video is in black and white and it's split into two parts. The recording quality isn't the best, so if you're using headphones, please keep the volume a little bit low. And now let's talk about a very sweet sounding rag from the Khamaj Thaat known as Raga Jaijaivanti. Let us start by looking at some very popular compositions in this rag. One of my favorites is Lata Didi's Mana Mohana Bade Jhoothe. Recently, contemporary music composers have also incorporated Raga Jaijaivanti, often blending it with other rag. And here are a few examples. Mere Dhol Na Sun by Pritam. A very unlikely but beautiful composition in Jaijaivanti is Bapu Sehat Ke Liye from film Dangal, again by the composer Pritam. It looks like Jaijaivanti is Pritam's favorite rag. Shankar Ehsan Loy, the musical trio, also created a magical song for Kamal Hassan's film Vishwaroop. Main Radha Teri, Mera Shyam Tu. Going back to 1950s, we have from Mughal-e-Azam, the iconic song by Lata Mangeshkar, Madhubala and Naushad. Jab raat hai aisi matwali, phir subha ka alam kya hoga, phir subha ka alam kya hoga. Another one, Zindagi aaj mere naam se sharmati hai by music composer Naushad and by Ustad Muhammad Rafi. We often honor Mehndi Hasan with the title Ustad or Ghulam Ali with the title Ustad. Ustad Ghulam Ali, Ustad Mehndi Hasan. So why not Ustad Muhammad Rafi? Pandit Kishore Kumar, Ustad Talat Mahmood, Pandit Mannade, Vidushi Lata Mangeshkar, Vidushi Geeta Dutt, Vidushi Asha Bhosle. Just because they sang for films doesn't make them any less accomplished. Film music composers, instrumentalists, and singers work as hard as any classical musician. Non-classical music lovers do understand this. But we need classical music lovers to also appreciate the hard work of so-called light music producers, composers, singers, and instrumentalists. We are here to appreciate all kinds of music, all good music, all good genres. One of these days, we should discuss the volume of music, good versus bad music, classical and light music, and the influence of various music styles from all over the world. I'll make a series on that, I promise you. From this list of songs, you might have noticed that Raga Jaijaivanti uses both Komal, flat, and Shuddha, natural, Ga, and Ni. Did any of you wonder why this rag is classified under Khamaj Thaat instead of Kafi Thaat? If you did, you're on the right track. Let me tell you a bit about Jaijaivanti. It is one of the most soothing and pleasing ragas to listen to, but it's also one of the most complex to perform and fully understand. I'll try to simplify it for you, focusing on how to listen to and appreciate this rag. If you want to perform it, you will need to understand and strictly follow its intricacies and rules. So let's begin the technical dissection of rag Jaijaivanti. Jaijaivanti is a rag that cannot be fully understood through simple aroha, ascending scale, and avroh, the descending scale. Each swar must be performed in a specific way. If the focus is more on Komal Ga and Komal Ni, the Thaat changes to kafi. But this is allowed. The wadi, the most important note, is re, and samvadi, the second most important note, is pa or pancham. But pa is omitted in aroha. The pairing of pa and re is crucial, as I said, but it's opposite of kamud, where you sing madhya pa, pa re. In Jaijaivanti, you sing it from mantra pa to re. Sa pa re. So, did you hear how I sang re? Pa re ga re. But you can also sing straight pa re. There is another particular way of singing re, as it connects to ga, either komal or shuddha ga. For example, ma ga ma ga re, re ga ma ni da pa ma ga re, re ga re sa. Ga is almost like wadi, but it is not. You cannot pause on ga, as it is not a nyaswar or the resting note. Sa re ga, nope. Ma ga re, yes. Re ga ma pa, yes. Ma ga re is allowed. Re ga ma pa da pa ma ga re is allowed. But this is not allowed. Ma ga. You can see the rag is, we are moving away from rag. Or even this is not allowed. Sa re ga. Nope. That breaks it away from rag Jaijaivanti. So you have to be very, very careful. You cannot pause on ga. Again, I did not say you must not. So it also again depends on artist's skill. I'm not that skillful, I'm not that virtuoso, so I'm not even going to attempt it. Let the Pandits do that. So that was about ga. Ma is also a very important note. It can be used as a passing note and a long note. But again, you cannot stop on it. You cannot pause on it. Sa ni da pa ma ga re. You can sing a long ma, but you cannot pause on it. Sa ni da pa ma ga re, or sa ni da pa ma ga ma re ga re. Pa, as discussed, is a wadi swar, but it is omitted in aro. You can rest on it. Re ga ma pa, or re ga ma dha pa, re ga ma ni da pa. However, you can sing pa dha ma ga re. If you go up from pa to dha, you must come down from there. Like pa dha ma ga re. So that was about pa. Now let's talk about dha. Dha can be a starting note and a long note, but cannot be a nyaswar or a pausing note. Dha ni da pa ma ga re ga re, dha ni ma ga re, re ga re sa ni sa da ni ma ga re ga re sa. In Avroha, if you use Komalni, in this way it can give you an impression of Rag Bhageshri. Listen to this. sa ni da ma pa da ma ga re. Complex, isn't it? This rag is a great example to use when explaining why a rag cannot be simply defined as a scale or mode in Western terms. You may also have realized why we cannot notate or write down Indian music and why it is important to have a teacher to learn. This is also why no one has been able to precisely define the term rag. It is a framework that dictates how each swar should be laid out, what kind of building material, glue, mean, or cement or slur should be used. There are many versions of Aroha and Avroha, but none of them fully encompass all the rules of Raga Jaijaivanti. Singing a few versions might not be very helpful. Composing something that doesn't resemble any of these songs that I mentioned earlier is equally very challenging. However, I have made an effort to compose Mr. Raj Sahab's ghazal, experimenting with a little faster tempo and modern orchestration. Here it is, and I hope you like it.
साथ कब तक निभाए तन्हाई, साथ कब तक निभाए तन्हाई, साथ कब तक निभाए तन्हाई, वो ना आए ना मौत ही आई, साथ कब तक निभाए मेहरबान हुआ, इश्क एक रोज मेहरबान हुआ, मिल गई उम्र भर की रुसवाई, मिल गई तक निभाए तन्हाई। बेवफाई जो कर रहे थे वही, बेवफाई जो कर रहे थे वही, आज कहते हैं हमको है जाए, आज कहते हैं हमको है जाए। अब तो खुद से भी मिल नहीं पाते, अब तो खुद से भी मिल नहीं पाते, जब से उनसे हुए शनासाई, जब से उनसे हुई शनासाई, साथ कब तक निभाए तन्हाई। आज वो भी तो बन गए दुश्मन, आज वो भी तो बन गए दुश्मन, राज बनते थे जो सगे भाई, राज बनते थे जो सगे भाई, वो ना आए ना मौत है कब तक निभाए तन्हाई, साथ कब तक निभाए तन्हाई।
Welcome back, my friends, and I hope you enjoyed Raj Sahab's beautiful ghazal that I composed in Raga Jaijaivanti for you. Just a quick note, I have produced an album featuring 6 beautiful ghazals of Raj Sahab, all available on various streaming platforms including iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, and many more. The modern music on this album was arranged by Nitish Kulkarni. I'm sure you will love those ghazals. Please go and look for them. A musical scholar once told me, Jaijaivanti grows on you slowly and steadily. After a few lessons, the rag's structure will linger in your mind and you will find yourself humming. So let's start our listening session. First, with Senia Gharana, and then Raga Jaijaivanti with our A Song a Day list. As I said, I have two links, part 1 and part 2, of Ustad Mushtaq Ali Khan of Senia Gharana performing Rag Bhairavi for us. Listen to both links. The next is a selection by Pandit D.V. Paluskar presenting Rag Jaijaivanti. Number 3, I have Dr. Prabha Atre presenting Rag Jaijaivanti Khayal, Eeri, maaee, Moree Sajanee, and Chota Khayal, Sajanavaa, Ghar, Aaye. Both Bandishes composed by Dr. Prabha Atre. Number 4, I have a film singer, a very noted film singer, and I'm going to call him Pandit, singing Rag Jaijaivanti. Pandit Suresh Wadkar. Number 5, let's begin the instrumental section now. It's a very popular track by Ustad Bismillah Khan on Shehnai and Pandit V.G. Jog on violin. V.G. Jog in Gujarat, but in Maharashtra he is known as V.G. Jog. So I'm sure if you have attended any Indian wedding, then you must have heard this track. Please listen to it. Number 6 is time for the young and upcoming artist. I have Deepshankor Bhattacharjee performing live on Sitar. Of course, Rag is Jaijaivanti. Number 7 is another artist of this generation who has gained tremendous popularity in last 15-20 years. Pandit Niladri Kumar, with his unique style, presenting Rag Jaijaivanti on Sitar. Listen to his long mind and murkis. These are the specialties of his playing. That's it for this session, my friends. I hope Rag Jaijaivanti grows on you. Next week, we'll explore another Khamaj Thaat Rag that is heard in its purest form only in classical music, Rag Kalavati. While film music, ghazal, and bhajans often incorporate elements of Kalavati, they don't capture the full, pure essence of it. We will also begin our journey with another Sitar Gharana known as Binkar Gharana of Indore. So keep listening to good music and supporting this channel by giving me a thumbs up or leaving a comment or simply by subscribing. Until next week, this is Shekhar Phatak wishing you all a very, very great week ahead of you. Thank you and see you next week.